Oh, what episode is this?
16. Sweet 16.
All right.
Featuring the one and only Joey O'Donohue.
Let's go.
All right. Welcome back to Ballin' episode 16. We got the guys here alongside special guest Joey O'Donohue. Joey, how we doing today?
I'm super excited for this, guys. I might shake some heads today with some of my takes, but I'm hyped. I'm hyped for this.
All right, today we're going to go back to the original buzzer beaters segment, a little debate style, first take style talks. But first, we'll get into the power rankings. We'll start off, we'll have Joey go through his, and then we'll break it down a little bit.
Yeah, before we get into that, though, Joey, I do want to talk to you a little bit because you're the first guy we've had on who's, actually worked in the NBA a little bit. You interned with the Atlanta Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
What was that experience like? How cool was that?
Yeah, good question. It was cool. It was definitely cool. Yeah, I interned with them a couple summers ago, and the best part of it was probably just the connections, networking overall, because we had a ton of guest speaker events there with every department in the Atlanta Hawks building, basically. So we could talk to someone in communication, someone in finance, and an executive from that department came and talked to all of us interns, asked us questions, and gave us their contact. So those little things about internships are, I think, what help you a lot down the line is connections. But other than that, it was just really cool to get some insight on running an arena and things like that. We had a little project to do as well to kind of try and expand the Hawks brand.
Mm-hmm.
So my group specifically, and we were the runner-up in a competition for what's actually putting forth for the Hawks. But we wanted to kind of make their app a little bit more of a interactive social media kind of experience because it was mostly just informational, and they really liked the idea. So
That's cool.
yeah, it was a dope experience.
Is it true what they say that Trae Young is just a midget in person?
I did not see him in person, but that would have been awesome too.
Yep.
So the Hawks' social media presence is all Joey O'Donohue's work.
Oh yeah, that's all me. That's all me.
He's running the Twitter. He's doing his work.
He's the man behind the magic.
Speaking of Twitter, I've been very active with Beckett.
Oh, no.
And I don't want to get into too much stuff yet because, we got buzzer beaters later.
Let me
but
warm up first.
We're warming up slowly, but, it's going to be a great episode of buzzer beaters. Obviously, we got Joey on. Big, he was I replaced him as a producer after he stepped down for Bobcat Breakdown.
Yes.
So, we got that. We both have that, breakdown blood in our veins. So, I've just been heckling Beckett all the past 3 weeks on Twitter. So, if you want to go see some fun stuff, go check out that. But honestly, I'm here for the real deal. I want a piece of you in real life.
Well, we'll kick it off with the power rankings.
Yeah, let's do that.
There were some things that happened this week, or the past couple weeks, more accurately. What happened to the New Orleans Pelicans?
They fell off the face of the earth.
I looked and they're on a
10 in a row.
10-game losing streak.
Yeah.
Injury.
They were third in the West 2 weeks ago. Oh,
Well,
my Lord.
No Zion, no BI. Herb Jones, I don't think has been playing the last few weeks. So
Alvarado was injured for
Alvarado,
a little
yeah.
bit.
Yeah, I feel that.
They'll be back.
All right, Joey. Do you want to run us through East or West first? Your call.
Ooh. I can start with the East.
Eastern
Start
Conference. Kick us off.
there. You want me to give all 15?
You can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
run through your
yeah.
15
list
and
them up,
explain
but
a few.
if
Yeah.
you don't have to talk about the Pistons.
You really only have
You
to
don't
talk
wanna
about
the
the interesting movers.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk
Replacements.
about the Hornets and the Pistons.
Because the bottom three have stayed the same all season for us.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
varying degrees of.
All right, that makes sense. Well, this is going to kick things off with a bang because my number one team in the East right now is actually the 76ers. I think a lot of you guys are going to have the Celtics probably up there, number one, but I'm here to tell you that I don't agree with that at all. I've got 76ers with Joel Embiid, who going up head-to-head against Jokic. He dropped 47 points, Ben?
He did.
Against Nikola Jokic?
I think he's officially shown the NBA world that he owns Jokic.
I'm sure you guys will get into that later
Well.
as well. But
I'm not going to disagree with that.
no, Embiid is playing one of, if not the best player in the NBA besides Giannis right now. And James Harden has been balling up. He obviously didn't make the All-Star team,
Snub.
which a lot of people think is a big snub. Even PJ Tucker was playing some lockdown defense in a couple of their wins. I think that they're a team that can really take off and is the best in the East right now. Second, I'm going to go with the Milwaukee Bucks. So Giannis, I think, is the best player in the NBA right now. Their team has not lost at all last week, and they're on fire right now. I think you have the best player in the NBA, second best record in the East. That makes for one of the best teams
It does.
in the league. So give me them at number 2. Number 3 is where I have the Celtics coming in. Obviously, I think they're a dangerous team, best record in the East. But there was that stretch where they lost 3 games in a row before their last win, and then it should have been 4 in a
Should've
row.
lost to the Lakers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Egregious foul
call.
against
Yep.
Yeah.
That was
LeBron James.
I'm one of the biggest Laker haters on the planet. Even
Yeah.
I can admit that was horrible.
Bad,
That was
bad
horrible.
call. Bad call.
Horrible. That should have been 4 straight losses for the Celtics, and should have been another win for the King and his Lakers. So the GOAT, if you will.
Whoa.
Joey is
getting
a
into it early.
Joey is a LeBron big
Interesting
LeBron fan.
statement.
Him and Santino think he's the GOAT. Pretty crazy.
Interesting
Oh, yeah.
statement.
Happy LeBron Day in 23.
Short in debt.
Anyways, we'll move on. Number 4, I got the Cavaliers. I think they're a strong young team. Donovan Mitchell's back. He's balling up. Garland really picked up that load, though, when Mitchell was out. I think they're a very talented team with Mobley and all those guys. Then I have the Nets at 5. They've struggled a little bit since KD went out. And now we obviously just got the breaking news
Yeah.
that Kyrie
Literally
Irving
15 minutes ago.
is requesting a trade. And so
See that?
No,
That
I didn't.
just-
What happened?
Nothing. Keep going.
what happened? That to me just says a little bit more turmoil in Brooklyn. So I've got them below the Cavaliers. Then I have the Heat, the Knicks, the Atlanta Hawks, who,
Yep.
as Nick so
Yeah.
kindly brought up, I did an internship with them. Followed by the Raptors, Pacers, Wizards, Bulls, who haven't looked too hot,
Yeah.
Magic, and then, of course, the Hornets and Pistons rounding
Yeah.
out the East.
I feel like I say this every other week, but the Wizards are the weirdest fucking team
They're so weird.
Yeah.
in the league. Because they'll lose 7 straight, win 6 straight, lose 7. Like they don't have any semblance of consistency. They're just either red hot or ice cold.
Yeah.
And they have some good players. Like Kuzma's been balling this year. I thought Kristaps should have been an all-star. Beal's been really solid for the time that he's been back. But like what are they doing down there? What are they doing in DC right now?
Denny's been really good.
He's
Since
been
they
good.
traded
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hachimura to the Lakers.
He
Denny's
dropped like
averaging
30
like
Yeah.
something the other
No,
night.
I do like Denny.
That's a
I
Keith,
do
that's a
like
Keith
Denny.
Savage favorite.
And what's his face? Daniel Gafford. He's
Yeah,
really
just
nice too.
Underrated.
Good player. I don't know what they're doing. And the Pacers with Halliburton,
they're falling off.
I think they can crack the play in.
Yeah.
Maybe even push 6.
The Pacers are like the
But
Thunder,
without 'em?
but in the East.
Yeah, actually I like that. I like
Yeah.
that comparison. But yeah, I agree with a lot of this, and your Celtics take is hot,
I like
but it
it.
makes sense. Like
I
I
like
see
No,
where
I
you're
can
coming
see
from.
the argument.
I
there.
see where you're coming from. I just didn't feel comfortable dropping them because like the same thing as like Beckett said kind of before the show. Like it was either Celtics at 1 or 3. Like I couldn't put them.
Yeah.
I had Philly 1 last week.
I didn't have. I think I
I
had.
did too. Yeah.
I don't remember who I had last week. I don't. It's been a week, man. No, but the thing with the Celtics, right? After seeing what they did to Brooklyn, like
Yeah.
I couldn't drop them because I was like, okay, this team still got it. They had a rough stretch, but they still got it.
Yeah.
And like their roster is still one of the most talented in the NBA.
A few big games coming up for them. Obviously, today they have Phoenix, which,
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix is still a little banged up, so that should be a big win. But, I mean, they're going to continue to, excuse me,
Knock
they're going
on
to
wood.
continue to play like, some of these tougher teams without Marcus Smart. Still no really good timeline on him. And obviously, he impacts them a lot because you can do so much stuff with him defensively that you can't do with some of these other guys like White, Brogdon, etc., whoever's taking, point guard minutes for them. So, obviously, you want healthy Smart for the playoffs. You want Rob to stay healthy because, there's always, like, injury concerns surrounding him, even though he looks healthy right now. And, I mean, God forbid, one of the
Coming off his best game of the
yeah.
season.
Health is the big thing for everybody in the East. It's like all these teams have the talent. It's just about staying healthy.
Well, speaking of big games, the Celtics got the Sixers on
They
Wednesday.
do.
I think that'll
Yeah.
be very telling for
Game of the week? Question
Yeah.
mark?
maybe.
Probably.
Game of the week! Exclamation point.
Yeah.
That'll
I'm
be
looking
telling.
at your West, Joey.
Yeah, I got a lot of questions about the West.
There
Oh,
are
boy.
some interesting choices you made here. I'm not gonna say.
Joey, what are we doing, Joey? Not number 1, Joey. No.
Wow.
Listen, I'll let you do it first, but I got some statements to make after.
All right.
Uh-oh.
I'm ready. Here's my Western ranking. So, yeah, number 1, I have the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm not going with the Denver Nuggets, guys.
Oh,
I do
Joey.
think they're a good team, but come on. We say this every year about the Nuggets, and they're losing the first round of the playoffs.
This is true.
They're not that team, and Jokic is so
Right.
far he's not that guy that's going to carry you in the playoffs. I think looking down the stretch, like I want John Moran and the Grizzlies to come out there over the Nuggets, which is why I have Grizzlies at 1 and then Denver at 2.
Nick loves the Grizzlies. Nick's been supporting the Grizzlies all year.
I've been the biggest Grizzlies guy on this podcast. John Morant's one of my favorite players in the league.
Yeah.
But after just like they've been on a really bad stretch. I think they have the potential to be better than the Nuggets, and I had them at 1 a couple weeks back to back, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. But big loss to the Kings, big loss to the Warriors, big loss to the Timberwolves. The only team they've beaten in the past couple weeks was the Pacers.
Yeah,
at home.
They've been on a bit of a bad stretch.
So they've been on a really bad stretch. And
they missed Steven Adams for
yeah,
sure.
oh, Steven Adams has been a big miss for them. Like they did get Danny Green back, but I don't know how big of a weapon he is.
He's a good bench piece.
He's a sniper.
Yeah,
he's
he's a shooter, but like I don't know. Denver looks like the more complete team right now. Couple weeks from now, things could change.
Yeah.
But and I really think the Grizzlies are still one of the top teams in the West. I still think they can go far in the playoffs if everything falls right.
Yeah, and
Not one this week. Can't put them on this
If
week.
Denver's starting lineup is healthy, they're fantastic.
I would love to see a Nuggets Grizzlies Western Conference.
That.
final.
Yeah, I would like
That
that.
would be
too.
so
fun.
fun.
Just wait till we see the stat of the week at the end of the episode. That's all I'm gonna say on
Ooh.
He always has this, Beckett always has the stat of the week that sends us out. So
It's a good one.
It's always a good one.
It's a
always
good
a good one.
okay.
I like a lot of the rest of this up until about 9.
Yeah, 9 is a fun one for me.
Well, let's let
going on
Joey
with
get going. I don't mind 9 actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go, Beckett. Yeah, I'll get to 9 in a second, but I see what you're saying, Nick.
Yeah.
Right now, sure, but I kind of made my rankings like looking down the line.
Okay, that's
And
fair.
from
That's
what
good.
I've
That's
seen
good
from
to
the
take into
Nuggets.
account.
Yeah. Number 3, we got the Kings. They've surprised me this season. They've been pretty hot. I
Yo,
mean,
Kings.
I'm proud of you
Crazy.
for that. I'm
Let's
proud
go.
of you for that.
Sack Town.
Light that beam, baby.
got him as a top 3 team. Poor De'Aaron Fox got snubbed, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
He did.
Who
And
got
we'll see how injury replacements work out, but
Yeah.
that's a bad snub.
Yeah.
There was a lot of bad snubs this
I
year.
had to hold
Oh, yeah.
myself back yesterday. The power of Twitter is very dangerous in the hands of a guy like me when De'Aaron Fox gets snubbed. I sent one tweet, almost sent out 50. Had him in the drafts, just couldn't do
Well,
it.
I just don't get how. I mean, we'll get into All Stars later, but I don't get how
Jaren
Zion
Jackson
can be,
Jr.
Jaron Jackson.
I don't get how Zion can be a starter, missing the amount of games that he's missed.
Yeah.
But then, Devin Booker and Anthony Davis were both putting up crazy numbers
Exactly.
And
when
Harden,
they were
too.
healthy,
And no recognition for
and Harden, and no recognition for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
I think you got to be consistent, either factor the injuries in or just don't play.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
if Zion's gonna be a starter, then I think Anthony Davis is an All Star, and I think
Yeah.
Devin Booker.
And
is
if
an all-star.
I mean Zion, how long is he supposed to? Because if he's going to miss the All-Star game, then he's
then
gonna
they're
get
just gonna
subbed
name
out
a
with
replacement
player.
anyway. Sabonis would probably start.
Yeah,
and,
and then
they'll name a
they'll
replacement.
add
Part of it is
probably
also
Ant Edwards
Yeah.
probably.
part of it also is the fact that fans have a lot of control over starters.
That's true.
So
yeah.
fans voted for Zion because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Zion Williamson. He's going to make a lot of All-Star
Yeah.
appearances,
Yeah.
even if he doesn't deserve it, just because the
Yeah.
talent.
Or like Kyrie.
Yeah.
I didn't think Kyrie
Yeah.
should have been a starter this year.
I had
Oh, yeah.
Jalen Brown over him.
Yeah,
Also, why is
Yeah.
Embiid coming off the bench?
Good
in that-
question.
Fans, man, they suck.
Ja too, right?
Who would you bring off the bench? Tatum, Embiid, Giannis, or who am I forgetting? Who's the other starter?
Durant.
Yes, or
yeah,
Durant.
KD.
You bring KD off the bench?
I
'Cause
bring
one of those
I'd
four
br-
had to come off the bench.
Probably Brown.
Brown.
Brown or Embiid. I don't know.
Brown?
he thinks he's starting 4 bigs. That's not how it works. But see, I can't. Giannis has to start now after this
think-
tear that he's
I
been
think
on.
I think it's
Yeah.
Tatum. I think
I think you
Or
would.
Tatum. Fuck, I said Brown.
yeah, he
didn't
said
I?
Brown. I think
Tatum.
I would,
Sorry,
I think I would bench Durant.
That's a
Ooh,
tough.
interesting.
I
Because
would
of the
start
injuries,
To be
Embiid.
fair,
yes.
I
to
would
be fair,
start
it's-
Embiid.
It is the All-Star game.
It doesn't matter.
Shit, but like it is
We're
a
getting
fun combo to
sidetracked.
have.
Yeah.
All right, let's let Joey keep going.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, moving on. After number 3, I've got the Clippers at 4. I think they're a sneaky dangerous team. They took Milwaukee to the last minute
That
last
was a
night.
really, really good game.
That was a
Great
good game. That was a good game, but that also kind of solidified Giannis as having a insane week this week. So we'll move on. Number 5, Mavericks. I like them as well a little bit. Another bit middle of the pack right now, but and some dangerous news about Luka. But when he's there, I mean,
Yeah.
he's just fun to watch. Give me them. The Pelicans, they've been very bad, like we were talking about a little bit. I could have moved them lower, but I kept them at 6 just because, again, I'm looking a bit to the future. I don't think they're going to be as
Sure.
bad of a stretch as they're on right now, like once they get Zion and some of their other guys back. So I'm going to just stick with them at 6. The Suns at 7. They should be getting Booker very soon, right?
Yeah,
A few
yep,
weeks,
he's
I
coming
think,
back.
right?
Yep.
Yeah,
and they've been much better since CP3 came back.
They
Yeah.
were without Ayton, CP3, Cam Johnson, Booker, and obviously Jay Crowder hasn't played. I mean, they were without all those guys for a good stretch, and that's when they were really losing. But the healthy Suns they're still a great regular season team at least.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Healthy Suns will help them out in the regular season. So then my 8 and 9 is a little bit of nostalgia for me. You know, I was
California.
got some Warriors and Lakers 8 and 9. Like it was hard to put them low, but this is probably high for you guys because I still think the Lakers have got a shot. I mean, Anthony Davis.
I mean, any team with
back and
LeBron
rolling.
James has a shot.
Yeah,
Just I don't outside of AD, LeBron, and like
Thomas
I
Bryant
just don't like
playing
their
well
roster.
this
that
year.
much.
He's playing well.
Lonnie Walker, I like.
good.
Pat Bev is a really good defensive guard still.
They just got Rui.
Yeah,
Rui's
Rui's
nice.
really
I do
good.
like Rui. I don't see this team as anything more
Here's-
than a play-in team.
I agree, but here's why I don't hate the Lakers at 9. The Lakers have kind of been robbed. I'm a Celtics fan. I hate the Lakers. They've been robbed.
Yep.
I mean, they
They
should have
have
beat the
been. Yes.
Celtics. There has been multiple games. Was it Embiid that grabbed Westbrook's arm when he was going up? The Lakers have lost really the one against the Kings.
Yeah.
4 games on terrible calls from referees.
No,
You know,
they have.
There's
yeah.
bad calls across the league, but the Lakers they might have gotten the
Yeah.
worst of it.
Yeah.
They're 25 and 28 right now. You give them 4 more wins in 4 games, and they would be the 4 seed in the West right now.
Yeah.
Boom.
Again, though,
They're
I don't
12.
like to play
if they win those
I don't
4.
like to play the theoretical.
I
game because
agree.
I agree. They should have won that game against the Celtics. The refs fucked them over. The game against Sacramento, I don't think they would have won.
That was the only iffy one.
The game
even if you
against
put them at 3
the
and 1.
game
they're
against
still the 4th seed.
Dallas, I think they got screwed over by that foul.
Yep. And the one against Philly, 100%. Embiid grabbed Westbrook's arm. going
Yeah.
up.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
refs
I just-
love overtime.
Again,
It's just that simple.
again,
They
and
need
the
overtime.
again, good teams would win in overtime. Hi, Keith Savage.
Oh my God!
Oh, hold up. Let me get him in. Let me
appearance.
get him in. Hold up.
Keith Savage.
Keith Savage.
What
in the
is
building.
going on?
I got a prediction.
Oh, Keith Savage on the mic.
Kevin Durant will be Sacramento Cave. Kyrie Irving gets traded.
Oh
Keith Savage, hot take. Keith, we'll see you later.
bomb.
Keith. That's a Savage bomb.
Savage bomb. You just heard it.
Cue the Savage graphic.
Yeah. Savage.
We'll make that.
Some music. We got it.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Like good teams find ways to win in overtime. The good teams find ways to win despite bad calls.
Yeah.
And I'm not denying that the Lakers got fucked over. Tino, please do not kill me. Don't come for my ass. I'm agreeing with you.
Tino.
I'm
You
gonna
know,
send
Tino.
Tino listens to every episode.
I know.
Tino, come here, buddy.
I'm just.
I want
saying.
it. I want the
Just-
smoke.
I'm just saying. Like,
Go ahead.
I don't think the Lakers are that team this year. LeBron is still that guy.
Yeah.
I just don't think the Lakers are that team this year.
Well, yeah, LeBron's playing insane, and
Yeah.
that was the first thing you said, though. Any LeBron team does kind of have a chance.
Yeah.
I still
obviously.
think if, like, say the Timberwolves and the Lakers match up in the play-in, Timberwolves do not want to see LeBron in
No,
the
they
play-in.
don't.
No.
Not at all.
Lakers could
Exactly.
make noise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
Exactly.
another thing. Speaking of the Timberwolves, they've been just on a tear recently. Anthony Edwards playing great basketball. 10 is in my opinion,
Yeah.
is just a little low.
They have
Care
been,
to reason that?
they
Chris?
have definitely been playing well as of lately,
The
but
start of the season,
No,
no,
they're
I
terrible.
totally.
yeah, exactly, very slow start. And I'm just again,
Obviously, Cat too. He's
Yeah.
still out.
He's been out for so long.
he's been out for a while, and that's the thing. I don't think without Cat that they're gonna be that dangerous of a team in the West. And I'm still looking ahead, and you know I might have a little bias in my Lakers putting them ahead
Yeah, fair
of the
enough.
Timberwolves, but
Although to be fair, I did just look it up.
Yeah.
Rudy's been playing a lot better
Saw
recently.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's been-
yeah,
He had a 19.14 board. No blocks. Oh my God. Come
It's
on,
just
Rudy.
a
That's
scheme. It's
interesting.
just a scheme.
Yeah.
Clearly, Walker
I
Kessler
think-
is better than Rudy.
I think honestly with Rudy, it's just a getting acclimated to a new
Yeah.
system thing. He was in
Yeah.
the same system in Utah for 8 years, like
Mm.
7 or 8 years. He's gonna
New coaching.
yeah,
new
like and like
players.
we see this all the time. Like the first year Mike Conley came to the Jazz, he had a bad first year.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
bad first year. Second season, he made an All-Star team.
Yep.
Mhm.
Like it's just gonna take him a little bit of acclimation to like be in the first year of a completely new system.
Yeah.
It's the first new system he's had in almost in his entire career.
yeah, I think that's what he
Yeah,
needs.
and I also don't think the T-Wolves know how to use them.
yeah. Look, maybe they'll surprise me, but right now I've got him down at 10. But also going back to the point about the Lakers, though, I've been saying since last year that Russ should come off the bench. They
Mhm.
finally did it. I think it's working.
It's working.
Yeah.
It's working.
It is
It's working.
working.
He's been putting up some
Until
solid
they
numbers.
maybe trade him.
Utah.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll
Oh,
see.
I don't know.
Bring him to
See.
the mountains.
Big few weeks before
Yeah.
trade
Yeah.
deadline. Not even few weeks at this point.
Couple. It's like a week now.
Yeah.
Deadline's
Yeah.
on the 9th, and today is the 3rd.
We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. So
big stuff coming up.
I And the rest of your rest,
The
Jazz are too low. That's my only statement.
Yeah.
they've been winning games recently.
I understand.
Eh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I mean-
I put them at like 10. Like
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much
Yeah.
room for
I
them
think
to
they're-
move
I
up
think
from
they-
12. Like,
I think they make
at
the
11.
I think
Yeah.
they're gonna make. I think they're gonna make the play-in because Lowry's been insane and the rest of the team is playing really good.
Mhm.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think 12 is. Like, I don't think we're worse than the Thunder. I think we're slightly better. I think we're slightly better than OKC.
The
Yeah.
Thunder with Shea though.
I'm not
Yeah,
saying
the
the Thunder are
Thunder-
bad. Thunder are a good team.
I like
just
the
think
Thunder a lot.
I think we can beat
Yeah.
them head-to-head.
Thunder aren't too bad. I have them at 11
Yeah.
and the Jazz at 12.
Yeah,
but,
and I've
you know.
been really impressed with what OKC's been.
Blazers all the way down at 13.
I had them
Yeah.
at 13 too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had
Not
him
too
at,
high.
I had him at 10.
And then obviously Spurs and Rockets are both just awful.
Spurs and Rockets, I could have
They have
put
some
either
nice
one
good young.
last,
They
but-
got. Some, I like Keldon Johnson a lot.
Sure, yeah.
Like Jalen Green, like Şengün, but those
no
records.
Jabari Smith.
yeah.
He's been all right this year.
He's in mid.
He was
He'll-
the number
he'll
3
take a
overall
step-
pick, right?
He'll
Tari
take a
Eason.
step
What are you
forward.
doing, baby?
Tari Eason's been really good.
Yeah, those two are definitely at the bottom of the pack for
Yeah,
me.
100%.
There's a clear bottom 4 teams in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rockets, Spurs, Hornets, Pistons. After that, it's somewhat competitive. Like the Magic have beaten the
Yeah.
Celtics 3 times. They
Yeah.
beat the
But to be
Bucks.
fair,
They beat
like
the Sixers.
beat the
like-
Sixers.
in
yeah.
the West, like all the way even down to 13 are
It could
teams
be
that
anybody's
could
game.
crack the
Yeah.
play-in or
Yeah.
playoffs.
100%. Especially with Dame playing this way for the
Yeah.
Blazers.
Like really any team but the Rockets or Spurs could crack the play-in or playoffs.
Blazers
It's
got
kinda
bad news
crazy.
with the Nurkic injury.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Yep.
Nurkic always gets.
He does.
Oh,
I was just
yeah.
saying this morning they should try to, or actually it was last night I was saying they should try to flip him for a better center.
All right.
I think I like Nurkic.
I do, but he
Pretty
just
good.
doesn't work there.
Speaking of the trade deadline,
We've got Dean Roush with a ping pong ball.
Ponging.
huh?
I want to play.
All right.
Is he challenging you, Joey?
I think I just got challenged
He's
live on the
challenging.
podcast.
Yeah, he's
Challenge.
challenging you.
Because I'm actually 2-0 on that table, and I think.
Oh, you've been okay.
I think,
Joey always been
Joey, I would like to get a match going. I haven't
do
played
it.
yet.
okay.
do it, Beck.
All right, we might have to get some ping pong going after this episode.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I think this is a perfect. We were just talking about trades. You know, trade deadline's coming up. We already had one move, kind of big, not really that big, but Rui Hachimura traded from the Wizards to the Lakers. We didn't really talk about that last week, but he got traded for Kendrick Nunn and a ton of 3 second-round picks.
Mhm.
But
Which
to
is
be
a
honest,
pretty good win-win trade for both sides.
I like Rui, but to be honest, no one cares. In the words of Shaq.
I care.
All right. All right.
I think it matters.
I'm
gonna
gonna go
be
back.
bigger
I'm
pieces.
gonna go back real quick
Real quick.
Oh, real quick.
to Keith Savage.
To Keith Savage.
Keith Savage. If Kevin Durant gets traded, like Keith predicts, to the Sacramento Kings, what type of package would go to Brooklyn?
Fox.
Big
And
picks.
a lot
Not
of
Fox.
picks.
They'd keep Fox.
I don't think
I
they'd
think
be able
I
to.
think
Murray.
they're keeping Fox and Sabonis. It would be Keegan Murray.
Hella picks.
Like
Probably,
three
yeah.
first rounders.
Probably a piece off the bench. Maybe it's Davion Mitchell.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Keegan Murray, Davion Mitchell. You need salary though. Who's on a big deal?
Yeah.
Fox is on a supermax. That's why I'm
I
saying.
I
they-
feel like
they-
Alex.
make
I
the
feel
money
like
work.
Alex Len has a lot of.
He does. He
I
does.
feel like
He's on a
maybe
big.
Alex Len they flip and then they drop him instantly.
Of course, you know Alex.
He
Len's
is.
on
I'm
that.
pretty sure he's making like $10 million a year.
I follow Alex Len on Instagram. We're
Oh
homies.
my
That's
God.
weird. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see if that comes true,
Yeah.
Keith. All right.
We're
Let's
gonna-
get into it.
We've
Before
done
we
this
play some
before.
ping
We
pong.
did this with Justice 3. We did this with Tina. Now we're gonna do it with Joey.
Joey,
yeah.
you
Buzzer
have-
beaters,
real quick, real
episode
quick.
3, baby.
Joey,
Another real.
Yeah.
you can come at us as hard as you want.
All right.
We'll see. Me and Ben, we'll probably get into it at some point.
I would
Yeah.
love that.
But no hard
gonna-
feelings. You can say whatever you want.
The first question I got is it's not really a softball, but it's kind of an ease us into it question. Who do you guys think will be the biggest piece traded this deadline?
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I'll go first.
Okay.
Or either biggest or most obvious guy to get traded, you know?
I'll go with the biggest. And coming into an hour before we recorded this, I prepped a little. I said OG Anunoby, I think, could be on the move. I said Russell Westbrook could be on the move. I think he's still, maybe he's not MVP Russ, but he can still contribute. And then we got the news Kyrie Irving requested trade. He says he's going to leave in free agency if Brooklyn doesn't trade him, which makes me think Brooklyn has no choice but to trade him.
Yeah, they need to trade him.
There's no reason for them to keep him. They might as well get something for him while they can. So I'm going to go with Kyrie Irving. I think it's obvious at this point. Ben?
I hands down agree with you right there. Obviously, coming into it, OG was my
Yeah,
number
OG?
one.
Yeah, so we're agreeing.
He's a
both
great player. Look for a team like the Knicks to make a move potentially for him or other, teams that are just missing that 3. But with the Kyrie news that he wants out, like you're saying, he's gonna be a free agent. They gotta move him and get something back.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what team would be the answer for
The
him.
Lakers. He's going to L.A.
Oh my God.
For Westbrook,
Kyrie for
maybe.
Russ and a bunch of picks.
It
Shit,
could
it's
work.
gonna
The
happen.
salary would
LeBron
match
and
up. I
Kyrie.
think LeBron knows how to handle Kyrie.
LeBron and Kyrie together was dangerous.
All for them
And
to
if
just be an eighth
and you
seed.
could keep Anthony Davis.
All for
Imagine
them-
that.
You'd have to trade a lot more than
Yeah.
Westbrook, though.
It would be
Well, they
Westbrook.
have-
Well, here's the deal. You would, but also you wouldn't, because Brooklyn has their hands tied. They want to just get something for Kyrie at this
Yeah.
point.
And
So-
Westbrook's been playing great off the
Yeah.
bench for LA.
But
like we just
how-
talked about, so
I wonder if they're gonna play this similarly to the KD situation, where he requested trade off season, and then the Nets were like, "All right, we'll call your bluff," and then he backed down.
Yeah, but the difference is right now.
Kyrie's not bluffing.
Well, maybe, but Durant
Kyrie's
was under
crazy enough to
contract.
not
Durant was
be.
under contract for multiple years. Kyrie can
True,
walk after
true,
this season.
true.
So
Yeah.
that's the difference. I think Kyrie's gone.
I
Yeah.
think he's fed up. I
He's
think
gone.
the only reason why he stayed in Brooklyn was because of KD deciding to stay. And I think, with the injuries and just kind of seeing how, he's doing everything he can out there. Like, he's scoring crazy
Yeah.
points, really carrying this team. He's the only player against that Celtics game that I was watching that looked like he gave a shit.
Yeah.
Maybe other than Claxton, but, still.
Claxton's been good.
Claxton's great. I love Claxton. But still, I think he's walking, and I think the best trade is maybe Lakers or another Western Conference team trying to make a playoff push, looking for that point guard.
I like the Lakers, Joey.
Maybe the
Let's go.
Timberwolves. Timberwolves could be another
They
interesting.
could.
piece
I
if they
think the
move D'Lo.
Timberwolves need defense, though.
Yeah.
Kyrie is
This
not
is true.
defense.
This is true.
Well, you remember when the Nets were trying to make some trades in the offseason? First of all, they wanted way too much for Durant.
They
when
did.
were
Yeah.
trying to trade him at that point. But there's also a report that came out that the Lakers were the only team interested in Kyrie at that point, and the Nets didn't unload him. So if things start to hold true similar like that, I would love to see LeBron and Kyrie.
Do you agree that Kyrie's the biggest piece potentially traded? You don't? Does anyone think that Durant's actually getting traded, or is that just
Durant, I
Keith
don't think
Savage
gets
throwing?
traded.
That's Keith
I don't
Savage.
think Durant.
I think that's just Keith Savage. Respectfully, Keith.
I'd say there's a 15%
Again, because
chance
of
that
the
KD is traded.
just because of the team control
Yeah.
and how much the Nets would want for him, I don't think KD gets moved
Yeah.
at the deadline. Maybe in the offseason.
off season.
Maybe in the
I
offseason.
I agree.
Yeah,
Nick,
but-
we all agree on the first question.
Look at
Well,
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna. All right. We'll keep it with the trade stuff. Which team do you guys think needs to make a deadline move the most?
I'll go last this time. Ben started off.
You kick it off,
You
Ben.
start off. Let me look at these teams quick. I think I'm gonna go with the Timberwolves. Needs to make a move the
interesting.
most. I think they're playing a lot better now. They're in a position where it's like now you feel justified to make a move and
Yep.
get a piece to add. I think D'Lo's got to leave. I've been saying this for a while. I think D'Lo is the biggest piece that needs to be moved.
And he's been really, really, really good lately.
Yeah, he's been a lot better.
But I agree.
There's more kind of like
Ben,
justifiable
who-
stuff. Yeah.
Who is somebody you think that the Timberwolves should try and trade for?
I mean, I know we talked about Mike Conley a little bit.
Mhm.
I think that's a
Okay.
solid fit. I think they got to go out and find themselves like a point guard. I'm trying to think.
Can I throw a name out there, Ben?
Go ahead.
This would never happen. This is completely unrealistic, but I think a perfect fit, a defensive pass-first point guard, that's exactly what the Timberwolves need. Marcus Smart.
That would never happen.
It would never happen. It would never happen.
I don't
It's
know.
not
I think
gonna
Gobert
happen.
would be dangerous, but yeah.
I would-
it's not
Rudy
gonna
Gobert,
Yeah, it'd be
Marcus
interesting.
Smart, Cat, and Anthony Edwards is a great four. They've got a little offense, defense, big guard, balance, and then you got Jalen McDaniels at the three. That would be scary.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw out. Honestly, you said they need perimeter defense.
They definitely need perimeter defense.
OG Anunoby.
They could.
Slide him to the 2.
I just think they need a
Interesting.
guard, like a point.
need
They
a
need
point
someone to
guard.
run that.
Oh, they do.
offense.
They definitely do. But if you're gonna if they can't find, because there's not a ton of crazy good point guard
Yeah.
like candidates out there. Maybe Terry Rozier, but he's more of a scoring point guard, so he's not really what they are looking for.
Yeah.
And he's really only been playing point because LaMelo's been hurt all year. Someone like that caliber. Joey, what are you thinking?
Yeah, this is an interesting question, Nick. I'm looking at a couple different teams that are maybe a bit lower right now in the standings, and I'll start with an Eastern Conference team that I think should make a move. It's the team I entered for, the Atlanta Hawks. There was a lot of talk about John Collins. I was gonna bring him up in your last question, but then we had the whole Kyrie
Yeah.
Irving
Yeah.
news there. I think that right now, when they're sitting at like 8, I believe, in the East, and can have a chance to try and make some sort of playoff noise, because the year that I interned with them, is the year they went on that incredible run to the
right.
Eastern
Yeah.
Conference Finals.
Right. Yep.
And first of all, that made the experience much better. Everyone was in a good mood in the organization. So I think that helped. But yeah, they made that incredible run and upset the Sixers in some very embarrassing Ben Simmons performances that year. And so
It happened.
they're ready.
Ben Simmons does that.
Yeah, he was definitely doing that. And so with a lot of the best teams in the league right now coming from the East, they're going to have none of those teams below those top three are going to have any chance if they don't make a move. So I think the Hawks are one of those teams, maybe you could say the Knicks as well, that need to start making moves now to be dangerous in the East in the next few years.
Yeah, I think those are both good. Who's someone you think Atlanta might want to go after?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough.
Or go after or sell off. One of either or. Because they're
It's-
kind of at that flux point where they could do either.
Yeah, right. Because you want to know if your backcourt is the answer with
Mhm.
Trey and DeJounte Murray. Like, are we gonna? I think they're gonna stick with them. And then the controversy was around what do you do with John Collins? Because the front office likes him, but then they were showing a lot of rumors that they're gonna trade him. And so I think if you're gonna trade someone like Collins, you need to get another star in that deal, right? You're not trading for picks right now necessarily. You're trying to get another key piece to make a real big three, which is what they maybe thought they would have had with that backcourt and Collins, but they clearly didn't. So I think they unload him and try and get another big star that can play similarly to Collins, but better.
Yeah. I could see them maybe offloading Capella too. Like I don't know how long he's under contract
Yeah.
for, but they have what's his name? Onyeka Okongwu.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
they could,
really good.
slide in, and he's been playing decent this year. They could slide into the starting role.
Yeah,
And go get
definitely.
some picks that they can then reload with. Maybe use those picks and trade away. High clever Streich waving at us. So many visitors today.
Yeah,
Look at that.
CC is very active
Yeah,
today.
but that's a really good team. I think Atlanta's definitely a team like that. Beckett.
I actually like that pick. I like the Hawks. I like the Timberwolves a lot because
Mhm.
with their recent, win streak, I think they might want to make a push. I highlighted a few teams. I'll start. I took this, if you're, surprising right now and want to maybe make a push to get your team ready for the playoffs, if you already think you're going to make the playoffs, or if you suck and you're just stuck and don't know what you're doing. Are you rebuilding? Are you contending? What are you trying to do? And so the team that sucks, that I don't know what they're doing right now, is the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
What is this team doing? They've got veteran.
Tanking for Wemby.
Yes, but they're also not.
They're winning games.
They're also not fully
Yeah.
committed to
Yeah.
losing. Like it's weird because they are losing.
And they
they're
still have some
injured.
good players.
They've got
too,
vets.
Yeah.
They've got Rozier could probably get you a first-round pick back.
Yeah.
They've got other guys. I think they
Plumlee.
should sell off.
Plumlee.
Would you say Plumlee? Plumlee might get a first-round pick. You could get something for Plumlee. He's having a career year.
Even maybe like PJ Washington.
Yeah. He could
They
get a
lost
couple
it.
seconds for him. I think.
I think
Or a player.
Charlotte needs to sell off as much as they can, and they need to just tank. Just
Yeah.
commit to the rebuild. Don't even try and contend in the next few years, and just trade what you have right now for picks. Team that I also chose. Here comes Keith Savage again with a Nerf gun.
Should I let him in?
No. I don't know.
We'll wait on that.
Keith Savage
Here's-
strapped
yeah.
outside the media suite.
Here's the team that I really think needs to make a move. The Sacramento Kings.
Okay,
Ooh.
not who I thought you were gonna
This
say.
team,
Ooh.
this
Could make a
team
push.
is number 3 in the West. Nobody saw this coming. Nobody. Even after their early season success, nobody thought they could sustain it except for maybe Ben. I'll give you that, Ben.
Yeah.
The Kings right now, I think they should go for it. They should make a
I
push.
agree.
They should show they're committed. I mean, Kevin Durant, that's a dream situation. Not going to happen probably.
Yeah.
But if the Kings could, secure one more piece, maybe trade off, like you said, Keegan Murray, a young guy, which probably
I don't
love
see them
Keegan.
moving
I don't
off from
think they move
Keegan.
him.
we'll see. It's going to need a star for that.
Yeah.
Davion Mitchell definitely could
It
go.
depends on how big of a person they're trading. If they're just trying to buy supplemental pieces, they need to keep Keegan because
I agree.
He's
I
their
agree.
power forward of the future.
I agree.
Or like their 3 wherever.
Three,
they're
Unless
yeah,
you're
right now.
unless you're getting Kevin Durant or
if
somebody
they're
of that
they are
caliber,
gonna
you're not moving
go out
him.
and trade for like a star, and they wouldn't trade for a star guard unless maybe a shooting guard.
And
I don't really
No,
see them needing
I
that
like
though because
Herter.
Herter's been good.
Herter or Monk, one of them it could be expandable.
Yeah,
100%.
Or
And
Monk, but yeah.
I think what they need is defense.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of all the playoff teams, of all the successful teams that are winning games right now. Kings have phenomenal offense, one of the best, but they have one of the worst defenses of the teams that are actually trying to win games.
Yeah, I
I'm
feel
not
you.
talking about the Charlotte Hornets. Like the Kings are trying to win,
Yeah, and they're doing a good job.
and they're
of
doing
it.
a good job at it, but the defense is still not there. So I would go out and get a defensive piece.
Yeah. None of you guys said the team that I thought of like that popped into my head when I first saw this
Yeah.
question. Dallas.
Mm.
I think the Dallas
Interesting.
Mavericks need to make a move because
don't
if
think-
Luka goes down,
Yeah.
they're fucked.
Well, yeah, obviously.
I think if Luka goes down, they're fucked no matter what.
Yeah,
no matter
but
like
that's what
they
I'm
could
saying.
get Kevin Durant and Luka could get hurt,
That's
and
what
they're
I'm saying.
still fucked
I think
with
they
Kevin
need
Durant.
to trade
Yeah.
for that secondary shooting guard, small forward guy.
Yeah.
Because they have youth. They have a couple picks, I think, in the next couple of years that they can deal. If they want to really, because this is kind of their window where there's not really obviously Denver and Memphis, but there's not like a true top dog in the West, like when the Warriors were on
No,
top.
I agree.
Yeah.
years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
This is
definitely.
their window. They have Luka Young coming into his prime. I would say he's already hit his prime. They need to get him guys around him that he can work with and play with, and go for it.
I don't think they're ready yet for that though, because
I
I
agree.
feel like they need a season or two to kind of get maybe a little younger, like see what guys like Hardy are capable of, who I thought was a solid pick.
I
He
just
was a
don't
good
think
pick,
Luka
yeah.
can
They
play
can't make a
successfully
move.
with a star that commands the ball.
And that's why I'm saying not a star, like
Yeah.
supplemental,
Yeah.
like
Well,
third
also
option
just-
guys.
Also, just take a
Yeah,
look
maybe.
at this
'Cause
West.
they have the
like, there's
first-
no way they can compete this year.
Yeah.
Unless
I
they
would-
bring
I
in
wouldn't say
something
that.
big.
I wouldn't
no,
say
I
that.
would.
I wouldn't say that. I think that they could.
I think semifinals,
easily.
Western Conference semifinals. is
I think if
the
they
key.
make the
That's
right
their-
moves,
yeah,
they could
that's
make
their
a
peak.
run into
Yeah.
the semifinals.
All right, we gotta
and
keep
go
this
further
going.
than
Yeah,
that,
we gotta
you know?
go.
Like
gotta
that.
go.
That's
few
what
more,
I'm thinking.
few more questions. Spice it up, Nick.
I'll
We're
spice
agreeing
it up.
right now.
Come on.
I'll
Little.
spice it
Too
up.
nice.
I will spice
We're
it
not
up.
yelling.
We're not yelling.
Let's go with one that's not on here. All-star rosters came out.
Mm.
Some heated
Mm.
discussion.
Mm.
Who do you think is the least worthy All-Star this year?
Ooh.
Beckett, go.
Ooh.
I'm going first.
Yeah,
Least
go.
worthy All-Star.
Yeah.
Oh man, I really don't want to pick Jaren Jackson Jr. because I really like him. I think.
Ben loudly typing.
I mean, I'm gonna go with Drew Holiday. I love Drew Holiday. I think he's a great player. I don't understand how he made it over Jalen Brunson and James Harden. James Harden. I know.
Trey too.
Trae Young. Yeah, I'm not as high as Trae Young as a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But James Harden, he's still an all-star. He missed time, but they're showing that. I mean, if Zion's a starter, like I said earlier, he's missed more time than Harden, or just as many games as Harden. Harden's got to be, on that roster, and I think I would replace Harden with Drew Holiday. I love Drew Holiday, great player, great defender. He's had to pick up the scoring load with Chris Middleton out this year. He's one of the best two-way guards, one of the best two-way players in the league. I don't know. I just didn't see him making the All-Star team this year. Jaren Jackson is definitely another candidate.
I'm really disappointed in you, Beckett. And you want to know why?
Here we go.
Because you're spitting nothing but facts today.
Ah!
Because I was talking to previous guest Aaron last night, and we both kind of agreed that there's so many people I'd rather have over Drew Holiday. I don't want to. I don't
100%.
want to make the list right now.
I agree.
But Brunson's on there.
Uh-huh.
Let's see who else.
James Harden.
James Harden.
James Harden. There's the
Um,
conversation for Trae Young, even though they haven't been winning.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's. I don't remember if I had a whole list. I think
Yeah.
I was talking.
And I love
at
Drew
breakfast,
Holiday.
too.
I'll let that be said. I love
No.
Drew Holiday. He's one of my favorite
He's
players.
a great
but
player
not
in this
this year.
league. Yeah. I fully agree with
So
that.
you agree, Joey? Joey, do you agree too?
Well, I was gonna say that he's definitely one of my picks, but I'll go with Jaren Jackson
Yeah.
for a little bit different. But I mean,
Understandable.
Yeah.
those are the two biggest, least worthy
Yeah.
all-star players that I think we got. And Jaren Jackson, I think the big thing that we touched upon a little bit earlier was Anthony Davis not making it,
Yeah.
but Jaren
That's-
Jackson did.
That's crazy. That's
They-
crazy.
Didn't they play a similar amount of games too? And AD is just so much better. It doesn't make sense to me. He's, I think,
Yeah.
the worst starter.
Nick, you're making us agree too much. What the hell, man?
Yeah, what's going on, Nick?
man.
I didn't see this coming.
I came here to see fireworks.
We've
between
been
these
pretty
two.
contentious in the past. I
Yeah, we
do
usually just yell.
I do really
God.
like Drew Holiday as well. So I don't want to say it. And his defense he's been one of the best defensive guards in the league this year. Like even when we were making our
Yeah.
All-Star rosters, I was considering him.
I'm telling you, Beckett, you should have hosted it today because me and Nick are disagreeing on everything.
There's a few questions here that I think we might disagree.
Yeah.
Let's
um,
see.
What are we going next?
do you guys want to do snubs or I don't know.
I
how
feel like we'll
much
agree with
We'll
disagree
agree on
We'll agree on
snubs.
Yeah,
snubs.
we'll
We'll
agree on
agree on
snubs.
snubs.
Which team
question-
do you think is
yeah.
gonna fall
Yeah,
off the most?
yeah.
in the
Question
second
4.
half?
I like
Oh.
it. I like it. That's the one I was looking at. Ben, go first.
Hold up. I gotta look at.
Should we have Joey go first? Joey,
Yeah,
you haven't
Joey
gone
go
first.
Joey.
Joey, which
Ooh.
team falls off the most in the second half?
I gotta think of this one. Let me look at my power rankings here.
Okay.
Ooh.
I put 3 teams down.
Wow, you did a lot of prep.
You go after Joey because I want to hear what your 3 teams are because I might agree with one of them, but I have a few teams that I think will fall off. So we'll see if we have any disagreements.
Yeah, and then after this, we'll do one more players of the week.
Gotcha.
And then
That's a
slide.
ping pong, maybe.
Yeah,
a little ping
It's
pong.
a ping pong. Oh yeah.
We'll trim out any dead space. It's not gonna be a problem.
All right, cool. Yeah, let me look at my rankings here.
Biggest fall off in the second half of the season.
And we have
We need to
homework in
turn
Bagardis'
the
class.
fire.
He just
Really?
emailed.
Shout out Ben Bagardis.
Oh,
Wait, do we?
Hornet shopping vets
Oh.
is open to moving almost all their veterans before NBA trade deadline.
Wow, that's not a surprise. It's
Just
almost
said
like you
that.
just said that.
Just
Wow,
said that.
it's
Look at
crazy that
this.
they're listening to us.
That's crazy.
We have so much influence.
You know what, Charlotte Hornets? People won't know this, but I'm talking to Celtics, Knicks, and Nets credential people, trying to get us, a little, game interaction here. Maybe get some
Let's
media
go.
passes. But Charlotte Hornets, if you want us to come and talk about your team, I don't know if we can fly out to Charlotte, but we're open. We're open.
My sister's going to Charlotte. She's living there
bet.
this summer.
Bet.
Really like on the Hornets, Terry Rozier. He's not going to be a Hornet for much longer, but I like him.
We'll come watch Hornets basketball.
All right, we can cut that out. Okay, Joey, you got your teams? You got your teams?
All right, I got a team.
All right, here we go.
I got a team.
What team falls off most in the second half?
What team falls off most?
Might be a bit of a hot take, but
Yeah.
I think the Brooklyn Nets fall off.
Ooh.
That was one I agree with. Yep.
Ooh.
Let's go.
Okay.
I-
Elaborate.
I've never liked Kevin Durant, even though he's been super talented.
That's a hot statement to say. Okay.
Well,
I agree.
never liked
I agree.
personally.
Yeah,
I've always
yeah,
ranked
yeah.
him as the
But-
second best
yeah,
player
yeah,
in the league,
yeah.
but I've never liked
He's
him.
funny on Twitter.
He's funny on Twitter.
It's funny on Twitter.
But ever since that snake move that made him go down as an infamous NBA history player from going to the team with the best record of all time just to beat LeGoat James in the finals. That's what it took.
James.
That's what it took. So
Wow.
he's out. He's hurt. Again, we don't really know how that's going to impact him when he comes back or if he's even going to be on that team still.
Yeah.
Keith Savage thinks no. And Kyrie Irving wants out of there. Clearly still some issues going on in Brooklyn. Over the summer, I mean, they were in complete turmoil
Yeah.
too.
Yep.
Yeah,
And they had a bad start to the
And then
season.
the coaching, Steve Nash got fired after that
Yeah.
start of the season.
Exactly. Nash got fired, and it looked like they had no structure in that organization, in the front office or anything, that Durant could just go up and say, I want this guy out. And they did it. Like, nothing was going on. Nothing was really structured in that organization. So I think clearly, all of a sudden, right before the trade deadline, they're showing us again that there's still turmoil.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving says, I want out, and if you don't trade me, I'm going to leave in free agency.
Yeah.
I
And-
feel so bad for Jacques Vaughn, too. He steps in as head coach.
Has a great little
Has a
run.
great run. They
Yeah.
start winning games. Durant gets hurt. They start losing games. All hell breaks loose
Yeah.
again. They're a mess. Kyrie wants out, and they could definitely
Yeah.
fall off in the second half.
All those reasons you just reiterated is what I'm looking at right now. If I have to pick a team, I think they're starting to fall off right now, right as that Woj bomb broke before this podcast.
So Ben.
No, Ben.
Yeah, Ben. Yeah, Ben. Yeah,
No, no,
Ben.
no, no,
Ben.
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 Wait,
Ben.
wait,
Yeah,
wait.
yeah, yeah.
You have 3 teams though.
No. But I want to pick one based on what you say.
Fair enough.
Because if we agree, I'll disagree because I got options.
Let's go.
My first team that I think is going to fall off is the Phoenix Suns.
Have they already?
They were not one of my 3 teams.
They're still in a competitive mode.
Why do you think they're going to fall off when they get Booker back?
Yeah.
I agree with
Here's
that.
here's my reasoning. I don't see this team. I mean, this team, for them to succeed, they all need to be healthy and rolling into steam in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
I think what happens is, Chris Paul, he's been solid, but I don't think that lasts for much longer. I really don't. I'm not a big fan of Chris Paul in Phoenix.
Chris Paul.
I've never been a big fan of Chris Paul in Phoenix. I didn't like the move originally, him going there.
You think they're
They
going to
went to the
They-
finals.
they
I know,
traded for him
I know,
and
and
went
at
to the
first I
and
thought
he was a
yeah,
big
I know,
part of that.
I know, and at first I
2 years
thought I
ago.
was wrong, but did they win the finals?
No, well,
No, but they
Giannis-
made it
Have
there.
they-
This
have
is
they
a
been
Phoenix
back?
team that
Have
had
they
no
been back?
This,
Have they been
this
back?
was a Phoenix team that had no
Uh-oh.
success.
Uh-oh.
This was a Phoenix
Hold
team
up.
that had
Hold
no
up.
success. They had no success. They
Jacket's
traded for
coming
Chris
off.
Paul. I'm not even a Chris Paul fan. But you can't deny his impact, Ben. You cannot deny his impact. There's no coincidence that they traded for him and then made the finals.
What you got, Bobcat Breakdown?
Bobcat breakdown.
I love what I've.
All right.
created.
Well, let me tell you something here, right? Where's Devin Booker been the last 2 years? He's been putting up great numbers, but it's not translating to playoff wins. A guy like Jay Crowder should be playing for this team, right? He's talented. I don't care what his problem is with the organization of Phoenix. Where the hell is he? Why haven't we moved him if he's upset? Why are we just holding on to him? What are we doing here? It's like, parking your Ferrari in the car and never taking it out for a drive every once in a while. Let's go.
Jay Crowder is not a Ferrari.
I'm not saying that he's a Ferrari.
Ferrari.
I love Jay Crowder. He is like
He's not a Ferrari.
he's
But
a
what I'm
nice.
saying is
He's an
like,
Audi at best.
sure, call it an Audi.
They've had for 14 years.
Yeah.
He's a really nice Audi. Like the mileage.
He's
is
an
fine,
impact player
but
who should be a
he's a
starting
good player.
in the
He's
league.
a great player. I
What
love
are we
Jay
doing with him
Crowder.
just sitting there?
Yeah.
You got guys like Cameron
Yeah.
Payne, Cam Johnson, guys who should be making more impacts. All right.
I will say, with the Devin, and I'm not supposed to take sides in this, but the Devin Booker can't win in the playoffs statement.
It's true.
They went to the finals. That's winning.
No.
That's winning.
No.
All right,
No.
so if you're going to say that Devin Booker can't win in the playoffs, then you can say Jason Tatum can't win in the playoffs. They went to the finals and they lost too.
Sure. And
Okay.
I can agree with that.
All right.
I can agree with that.
So winning in the playoffs is winning a championship.
Yeah.
So you could go to the finals every year, lose
Beckett.
in the finals every year, and you're not
Beckett.
considering them a winning
Beckett.
player.
We play this game to win championships. Nothing else. Nothing else.
Well, hold on.
Championships are nothing.
Oh my
Ben,
goodness!
I need you to
Yes.
clarify one thing.
Yeah, clarify.
Because the question is fall off. The Suns are
They're falling a little
they're
bit.
basically 500 at 7 right now. So you think Booker comes back and they're going to get even worse than 7?
I do.
Like fall. What is
Talking
fall off?
like I'm
What
talking
is he
like
saying?
I'm talking like 10th seed in the West, maybe even missing the play-in.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
ridiculous. That's
Wow.
crazy. That's crazy.
Hey, you wanted to
crazy.
get hot.
Beckett.
We're hot.
All right, I could just make this worse. Depending
it.
on which one of these teams I pick. Nick, look at the third one. Just imagine if I say that team. Imagine his reaction. You see this?
I see it. Beckett, go with your heart.
Okay, I got a few listed.
Let me look you in the eyes here.
I'm gonna start off with the Dallas Mavericks.
Agree.
This is a team that
I agree.
could fall off. We talked about one Luka injury, and this team is lottery, bad, out of the
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah.
I think the Lakers, the Trailblazers, I think all those, the Thunder, they'll all jump the Mavericks if Luka is out for the season.
Not
if Luka
the
gets hurt,
Jazz.
and the Jazz, sure, maybe the Jazz. I don't think Jason Kidd's a great coach. I think he's fine.
I think he's mediocre. Yep.
He's mediocre.
Mm.
All right, second one of my 3 teams. I said the Memphis Grizzlies.
Wow.
I actually kind of agree.
I
with that.
really like the Memphis Grizzlies.
I can see that.
They have been winning and winning and winning until the last few weeks. They've already started to fall off. I could see them drop. I mean, falling off from the Grizzlies isn't going to be fall out of the playoffs, fall into the play-in.
No, it's gonna be like 6 seed maybe.
I think their low is probably the 5 or 6 seed, but I could see that happening.
I agree. I agree.
Is that all? Do you have
No.
anything else?
It's not all.
What's this third team?
The Sacramento Kings are going to fall off in the second half. They are. If you think about all the teams in the league right now, the Sacramento Kings have one thing.
About to end this kid's whole career.
They have one thing that has been going. Everything has been going right for the Kings.
Yeah, it
What-
has been. It
What?
has been. Yeah.
What? No, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no,
Yeah.
no, no,
Other
no,
than
no, no.
defense, yeah.
What has gone wrong for the Kings this year? Nothing. Every other team has had something gone wrong. You look at, even the Nuggets had adversity with injuries. Ja was out for the Grizzlies. They've had injuries. They've had points where they've struggled. The Kings are playing to their peak right now. I'll say it again. Everyone is healthy. They are playing to their peak. If they do not make a move at the trade deadline, this team is not getting any higher than 3. They are still, I think, a first-round exit in the playoffs. I don't trust them. You're a buffoon. You're a buffoon. You're a fraud. You're telling me if LeBron James and Anthony Davis get in the playoffs and play the Kings first round,
Nope.
LeBron is going to wipe the Kings.
No, he's not.
Yes,
Ooh,
he is.
that
Yes, he
would-
is.
Let me tell you
That
something.
is
Let
a
me tell you
hot
something.
Yeah, he
take,
would.
Beckett. I don't know.
People are
how with you I
sleeping.
am on that
People
one.
are sleeping on the Kings' depth. Sleeping on
Depth doesn't matter when you can't play defense. They're a bottom 10 defensive team in the
No, I
in the
agree
league.
with that.
But
I
they-
agree.
yeah.
We talked
To be
about
And then
it.
they
fair,
have to
though.
make a move
Gotta
to be
make a move
competitive.
to
If
the
they
deadline,
don't make a move, they're going to fall off.
I think if they don't make a move, they could,
Ooh.
potentially have a game 7 in the first round. Do they win it? Maybe. Maybe.
Maybe.
Not.
Maybe
not.
So he's admitting that.
That's not a fall-off. That's
Okay,
not a fall-off.
okay.
What
So
were
if
the
you're the 3
expectations?
seed at this point in the season and you don't get out of the first round, that's falling off. That's
No,
not
it's not.
winning. I mean, 3 seed, they have played to their peak. Everything's gone right. What are they doing? If they don't make a move, then they're just saying they're content, ending the playoff drought and just sitting as this mediocre
If
NBA
they make
team.
a move,
But is that okay for this season?
Is that okay for this season? I do think that's okay for this season.
exactly?
I do.
Okay.
But I just
And
don't. I don't think that's where they're
I don't
going to
know.
be. I think they're going to drop off.
I agree. I see what you say about their defense. However, they've had one of the top offenses in the league.
They
and
have.
it's made up.
And that's not
Yeah.
going anywhere.
I
It's
think
not.
it could. I
It's
think
not
it could.
going anywhere.
I think it could.
Because-
Whether that's an injury or
You
Well,
You bastard. Don't you dare wish an injury.
I'm not wishing an injury. I said whether it's an injury, it's always a possibility, or whether you say you finish as the 4 seed in the West. So I wouldn't even consider that falling off.
That's
You're
not
the 4
falling
seed in the
off.
West. Yeah.
3, 4, 5, maybe even 6, not really falling off.
6.
6 is
6
gonna
maybe.
fall off.
6 maybe. 6 maybe.
But if you're fine, you're 4 or 5 seed in the West, and then I don't know who you play first round, but that playoff defense in the NBA it's different. It's different. We've seen that. We saw last year the Celtics defense carried them. You know, you need to have a good defense. The Bucks, when they went on that championship run, you need to have a good defense in the NBA to win in the playoffs. The physicality is unmatched
No, I agree.
in the NBA playoffs. And the Kings, I mean, they're guys who has playoff experience on the Kings other than Harrison Barnes. Sabonis a little bit.
Yeah.
Fox has never made the playoffs.
Well, look at the Grizzlies last year.
Malik Monk, Kevin Huerter. I mean, fine. Kevin Huerter was on the.
Look at the Grizzlies last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost, but they had playoff experience and won rounds.
Yes, and what did the Grizzlies do? They play defense. They're one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. They have the defensive personnel.
De'Aaron Fox, underrated defender.
He's a good defender. I'll give you
Sabonis, underrated defender
yeah,
for the center,
okay.
pound for pound.
Okay, Davion Mitchell, fine. You got defenders. Put
Harrison
it together.
Barnes.
The team defense is awful. If you can have individual defenders, but it's a team game. You need 5 guys out there that are gonna put their body on the line. They're gonna play team defense. That's gonna get you stops. That's gonna win you games. That's gonna win you games in the playoffs. And right now the Kings don't have that. They're gonna fall off.
I think
Joey, what do you think about all this?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Not gonna lie, I don't mind the take, Beckett.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the age-old
What are you
mantra?
doing?
Defense wins championships.
Sure does.
I wouldn't be shocked if the Kings are a first-round exit as well.
Oh,
I can't put too much confidence in the Sacramento Kings. Like, they've been a joke like many years.
18-year playoff drought. 18 years, right? 18.
Listen,
They have not made the playoffs since I have been alive. Since I have been alive, I've never watched a King playoff
Beckett,
game.
they're going to this season. They're going to this season.
And they won't win a playoff round when I'm alive. At least this year.
They
At
won't.
least this
That
year.
is
It's-
ridiculous. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Watch them go to the
I'm
Western
getting a
Conference
Kings
Finals
tattoo
now.
when they win the championship right here.
Yeah, he did say if the Kings win the championship this year, he's getting Kings tattooed on his.
Oh boy.
All right. Let's go one more
One more.
question.
Yep.
And
Give it
Man, I'm sweating now.
you guys weren't able to prep for this one because I just came up with it about a minute ago. It's the mid-season, right? About mid-season. We've had this talk before, but I want to have it again. Who is your MVP? right now?
This is bad.
Who is your MVP pick
Ben
right
go,
now?
or Joey go? I went.
Whoever wants to lead us off, lead us off.
You want to start, Ben, or
It's up to you.
I
couldn't care.
have a pick, but I'm gonna
Okay.
look at the odds first.
Okay.
I have someone that we haven't talked about for MVP.
Oh,
Really?
if you say DeMontis Sabonis,
No, never. My MVP pick as of this morning,
Luke Cornett.
because it changed this past week. The beginning of this week, there was a guy from the Denver Nuggets who was my MVP. There's
He was
been
your
a guy.
MVP?
There's a yep.
Oh, okay. I thought
There's been a guy from the Boston Celtics who's been my MVP for a large portion of the season.
And now with the weather big.
There's a guy from the 76ers who was in consideration,
Mm-hmm.
Giannis.
but I decided to go with Giannis as my MVP right now.
Okay.
Interesting.
I have him 4th.
Blasphemy. Fourth is a joke.
Fourth?
Fourth is a joke.
Wow.
He should be top 3.
Who is?
Yeah, he should, though.
the
He should be
rest
top
of
3.
Your...
Jokic.
I
I'm
know-
gonna guess
I know you got
then
Jokic
probably.
one.
Jokic is 1. He's averaging a triple-double.
Yeah.
Come
On the
Probably
best
2.
team in the West. Jokic is 1. Joel Embiid, who, let it be known, was my preseason pick for MVP. We recorded. We got that on audio. I picked
We have
Embiid
that on audio.
He's a
to
fraud.
win the MVP.
Beckett. What?
I got Embiid at 2
Here we go.
or 3. I think 2 and 3 is close. I still have Jason Tatum. I
I
think
have him in my top 3 too.
I think realistically, if you're the best player on the best team in the East or the best team in the league, I mean, Jason Tatum is that right now.
Yeah.
So he deserves some consideration. He's playing huge minutes and barely missing any games.
Yeah, I agree.
No Luka Doncic love?
I just think to be
He's up there.
to be
Five, you
to be
think?
the most valuable player, your team has to win.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like I said, if he gets hurt, his team sucks. So right now, he's very valuable. He's keeping them in the playoff hunt, but he's not. I mean, I wouldn't consider the Mavericks championship contenders.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think you need to be a contender to win MVP.
That's completely fair.
There is no current way to guard Giannis in the league because
Giannis is the best. I'm gonna say Giannis is the best player.
because I was watching the game last night. Talented Clippers team, great defense. You know they got Kawhi, Paul George. Obviously, they can't guard Giannis by themselves. Kawhi was taking turns, and he was somewhat effective. He was probably the most effective out of any average height defender to tall height defender that I've seen in a while. He was playing better defense at some points than Zubac.
The recipe to guarding Giannis is you can't put a 6'6" shooting guard or small forward on him. You need to be big.
It's got to be a wall.
It needs to be a 4 probably.
But
you need to be able to move because Giannis can move. He's underratedly quick for a 7-footer. Look what Al Horford did to Giannis in the playoffs last year.
No.
Did Giannis have his games? Did Giannis get his 30 points? Sure he did. But you need to make him drive, stop him in the paint, be physical with Giannis. If you foul him, who cares?
No.
Who cares? He's making his free throws
it matters now.
He's making his free throws at a better rate this year. But I'd rather foul Giannis and send him to the line where he's probably not going to go, 10 for 10 at the line in a game when he'll go 5 for 5 in contested layups.
The problem is he's grown up so much since that Celtics series. And his ability to draw fouls last night was on big display. Literally, Zubac was
one game
trying to. No, I'm saying it's been through this whole little stretch.
It's
a stretch.
Weeks, to be fair.
Because, you can look at Giannis's numbers so far this season. And the first part of this season, not really eye-popping because there were other guys who you didn't expect to be putting up performances like that who were. I mean, one of the craziest scoring stretches I think I've ever seen, in NBA history, probably this season from just all players, considering. But Giannis is taking a lot more threes now, which I think could be the only kryptonite to his game. Because if he's not, he knocked a few down last night. I think 2 maybe.
Shooting 27% from 3 this year.
Yeah.
Doesn't Jokic also do that?
Let him. Jokic is shooting
higher clip because he's not taking as many. Giannis was jacking up threes.
No,
last
but
night
I'm saying Jokic also has that offensive bag.
No,
Jokic can
does.
shoot. Jokic is a better shooter than Giannis.
No, he is.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
Although the mid-ranger, Giannis's mid-ranger.
Giannis is shooting 27% from 3. He's shooting 65% from the free throw line. That doesn't scare me. Just don't let that man get to the rim, which is, it's easier said than done.
He's hitting mid-range.
But it can be done.
He's hitting mid-range jumpers. Yes, he is. He can knock those down. Anyway, Joey, take the floor.
I've got a different pick than both of you. So
don't say LeBron.
You're going with Giannis.
He's going with
I don't
Jokic.
mind that pick. You're going with Jokic. I do mind that pick. I'm saying
Here we go. Embiid.
MVP should be Embiid this year.
Okay.
It should be Joel Embiid. He's literally averaging more points than anyone else in the league right now.
Yep.
33.5 per
But he hasn't been playing as many games. That's my only argument to that. He's been hurt for a little bit.
Sure.
Played 38 games.
But he's just so dominant.
I agree with that.
When he went head-to-head against Jokic, remember, we talked about this. What happened? 47 for Joel Embiid in a Sixers win.
Yeah.
Also, Embiid shooting 53.4% from the floor. Rebounds, obviously he's averaging a double-double. I think Embiid is the MVP this year. And the Sixers, who I had as the best team, in my power rankings, that would solidify your argument of best player on the best team. And Jokic, he's won it the past 2 years.
Yeah.
He's not going to get 3 in a row.
I agree. That's my argument against Jokic.
Yeah.
The voters, it's an impressive that what he's doing. Sure, it is. But are you gonna give the same award to the same guy 3 years in a row?
I feel like that narrative. The narrative's starting to come across that it's they won't give it to him 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
I think that's starting to change people's minds who are voters because then they're holding. I think that just message of that's coming out because it's coming from everywhere. Everybody's talking about they won't give him to it 3 times in a row. But I think that message is starting to kind of flip on its head that it's playing more into Jokic's favor because it's the voters can't turn down this kind of a performance.
And look, Embiid could have easily won it last year too.
I had him winning it last year.
Some people think he got robbed of MVP.
I would agree with that.
Honestly. So I think now this is his year to win it for sure, and he's the NBA's leading scorer in terms of points per game. And I just don't think Jokic is up there for me, Beckett. He's obviously in my top 4, 3, but I'm putting Embiid as the winner. Also, defense is half of this game. You're the one harping on defense.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not even close, the defensive gap between Embiid and Jokic.
I don't know. See, I think it's competitive between those two defensively. I think Giannis and Tatum are far better defenders than both of the bigs. I think Embiid takes too many plays off, and I think Jokic does as well. I think when they're both playing, peak effort, peak defense like we'll probably see in the playoffs, is Embiid the better defender? Sure he is.
Yeah.
He's more athletic. That's going to help him on the defensive side of things. But when you're a center, I don't know. I think Jokic does his job because his team does a better job at team defense than the Sixers do. But the playoffs could change that. Nuggets, maybe that's why they don't win in the playoffs, Ben. We'll see.
All right.
See if the narrative changes this year. We gotta get going.
Buzzer beater in the can, episode 3. That was good. Speaking of Giannis, he had an amazing week. And that'll transition us to the Player of the Week discussion. We'll keep it kind of quick. But Giannis was the obvious and only pick for Player of the Week this week because he averaged almost 45 points a game.
Yeah,
He did.
And he played 4 games this week. So it wasn't like he just played 2 and had 2 really. No, he played 4 games this week, dropped 2 50 bombs, averaged 15.5 boards, shooting at 60%. I mean, he just, holy cow. I think this was the best week performance that I think we've had any player have this season. Yeah, he's just, oh my God, he's such a good basketball player. And he's got the Bucks rolling right now.
Yeah.
If you guys want to talk about your rookies.
Me and Beckett.
we agree again. This is unheard of. We're agreeing a lot on this episode.
You know,
You
I
were
woke
for a
up
little
on
bit,
the
and then
I woke up
Yeah.
on the wrong side of the bed this morning, and I'm just thinking like Beckett
What's-
Hawkins.
Beckett or Ben, it's because you're feeling professional today. You know, you got the, you got
I
the
got the
drip.
Big
Look at that drip.
basketball call tonight with Connor Kors. Shout out.
We're national.
7
yeah.
p.m.
We're national.
Watch the
tonight.
game on your TV at ESPN on ESPNU. Mute that TV.
ESPNU.
Put us on QBSN.com.
That's the way to do it.
That is the way to do
QBSN.com/listen. Listen.
Listen.
Yep. So yeah, I picked Tari Eason as my player or the rookie of the week, and then this bozo texted me probably like 15 minutes after I announced it to Nick, and he's like,
I didn't know. I didn't know. Keep in mind, I did not know
Go
that he
Tari
picked Tari
Hey,
Eason.
Tari Eason's a good
I
pick.
thought it was a bold pick. I was picking Tari Eason.
He's a good
Ah,
pick.
he had a
You
great
agree
week.
again? I like it.
He was a leader in points per game for rookies, 18 points per game, 11.5 rebounds per game. Some big performances against some pretty shitty teams. Okay,
But guess what? The
yeah.
Rockets won a few games this week.
They
Yeah.
did.
They did.
They did.
Yeah.
2.5
But
steals.
A positive
per game.
plus minus as a rookie on a terrible team.
That's a big indicator.
And he only, I think he was off the bench in all of those games. I don't think he
Yeah.
started
Yeah.
in either of them. Yeah.
Talk about your boy.
Both of you guys had a good pick. I went with
Mm-hmm.
Walker Kessler again.
I like it.
Because he had a
It's a good
nice
pick.
week. He had a really nice.
War Eagle.
He upped his scoring. He scored 15.5 points per game this week, which was up from the last week I had him at Rookie of the Week. 12.5 rebounds, 6 blocks a game. Holy cow!
You think about that? That's 12 points if they're all like layups or easy shots. I mean,
yeah,
That's
6 blocks per game. He had 5 against the Dallas Mavericks. That was a win. Then he had 7 against the Raptors for the second time this season. He hit the 100 career blocks milestone in more games than it took Gobert, fewer games than it took Gobert to. Like, he's really developing into one of the best young defensive players in the league, and he was named to the Rising Stars roster.
That's impressive.
So,
and look at his face. He's so damn cute. So you just got to give it to him.
and real quick,
Yeah.
Joey O'Donohue might be right on this one. Woj just tweeted out Brooklyn's Kyrie Irving has not shared a list of preferred teams, but he has maintained an interest in the Lakers. LA is expected to be among the teams that'll explore a possible trade with the Nets. It could be real.
Goodness.
Yo,
So-
if I called that on Ballin,
We got it before Woj's tweet. Joey was on that.
let's go.
Give Joey credit. Kyrie to the Lakers.
To the Lakers.
So, yeah, I think
Make it happen.
I will say, last thing before we start wrapping up here, if Kyrie gets the Lakers, or goes to the Lakers, him, LeBron, and AD, I think that team makes the playoffs. Not play in.
I think they're a
Playoffs.
first round exit still, but yeah.
Oh, that's
Whoa.
I think that team could go to the Western Conference
Just
Finals.
because of,
I think they can go to the
Kyrie.
championship.
just because of what they're going to have to
could go to
give
the
up to get
championship.
Kyrie, and their bench is already bad as it is.
But think about the playoffs.
I don't.
You're
going to
play LeBron, AD, and Kyrie 40 minutes a game in the playoffs.
You have an
Yeah,
8-man
I think.
rotation,
I think that
7-man
they're an
rotation in
8
the
seed,
playoffs.
right? They'll play if they get in as an 8 or a 7, they're going to play Denver or Memphis.
And they could beat both of those teams
I don't think so.
if they have Kyrie.
I don't
Yeah.
think so. Maybe
And a healthy
Memphis.
80. Healthy
Maybe Memphis and 7. I don't see them beating Denver.
Healthy
We'll see. We'll see.
They could beat Denver.
I don't see it happening.
Well,
They could.
We'll have more trade deadline talk next week, I'm sure.
We will, because it'll be after the
It'll be
deadline.
after the
So we'll
deadline.
have. A lot of this is going to heat up like the day or two before.
Yeah.
It's been a
We'll
quiet
get the
deadline.
Stay tuned on the Twitter.
Stay tuned
The
on the
stove
Twitter.
is hot.
Hot stove.
Are we ready for the stat?
Give me your stat.
Well, before we do our stat,
Okay.
shout out to Joey.
Oh, yeah.
Joey, anything
Yo.
you want
Shout out
to
to
plug
Joey.
before you leave here, like Twitter, Instagram? You let the people know. They'll give you some love, hopefully.
Oh, let's go. Thanks, guys. No, thanks for having me on. This has been a fun
course.
time
Absolutely.
talking basketball with the boys. I mean, that's what it's all about,
It is.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
Sure. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, it's Joey.O'Donohue.
Yeah.
Hit it up. Tune into my
Follow it on the
QBSN
Ball
call.
account.
Oh, yeah. As well as Ben's QBSN call tonight. I got one on Sunday with Seth Fromowitz and women's basketball star Mackenzie DeWeese. That's
Big
gonna
call,
be, that's
big
gonna be a good
call.
one. So
Yep.
definitely tune into that.
Let's go. All right, you ready for the stat?
Give it to me.
Uh-oh.
I referenced the Nuggets. It's a Nuggets stat.
Always a nugget stat.
There's a lot of Nugget stats out there.
There's a lot of other team stats. There's 29 other
Little
teams in the league.
I
Beckett.
gave Walker.
There's some love.
I've given Walker Kessler a lot of love.
Yeah.
You have, but come on, let's move past.
The Nuggets are the
Nuggets
best
and
team in the
Auburn
West,
bias here.
so-
All right, I got this one from StatMuse. The best 5-man lineup in the NBA: Jamal Murray, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, MPJ, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic. They're a plus 153 points on the season, just wiping out every other 5-man lineup.
Wow.
If those 5 are healthy, the Nuggets are contenders, and they should get out of the West. It's possible.
It's
Very impressive.
Very possible.
yeah.
I mean, if
They're
you
a
think
fun
about
team.
that, at every position you've got Murray's a scorer, but he's a decent defender. MPJ, when he plays defense, is solid.
Yep.
And if they're healthy, those two injury prone, they're healthy. Jokic, not the best defender like we mentioned, but he holds his own as a team. And Aaron Gordon is a fantastic defender, having a career season. And KCP, solid role player, exactly what you need. He's not too selfish.
Yeah.
He plays defense. little 3 and
KCP's
D.
been a really good pickup for them. I thought that trade
Underrated
at the
pick.
start of the season was really weird because they gave up like Morris and Barton, but it worked out.
Yeah.
It has worked out so far.
Yes.
And they got Ish Smith. Who doesn't love Ish Smith?
Bones Island probably going to get moved at the deadline. We'll see.
Sadness.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're shopping him.
We'll see in the coming days. Stay tuned
We'll
on the
see.
Twitter. Stay tuned on the IG. We'll
Ballin',
keep y'all
baby.
posted.
Let's do it.
Peace.
Good night, good afternoon, whatever time it is. Thank you for listening. We will see you next week on Ballin'.